What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and this is Gotham Season 3, Episode 6, Follow the White Rabbit. Um, this episode was really good and intense, especially considering this isn't even like the mid-season finale or the season finale. This is just middle of the season, just another episode, and very, very intense. Um, so let's talk about it. First, I want to address the frustrating part of the episode. I talked about at the end of the last episode. I thought they were just going to go for a really good brotherly friendship between Penguin and Riddler, Cobblepot, Enigma, whatever you call them now. No, they've decided to go. Oh yeah, Cobblepot actually does love Enigma. Why? Just why? You don't you don't have to do this. It it's just frustrating for me because it feels like, and I said this in my last Supergirl review, it feels like they've always got to be pushing some sort of homosexual agenda. You know, it feels like most shows nowadays do that. It's just we have to have that character that, oh, they're homosexual. That means we're supporting them. That means we are pro gay. Yeah. Why? I don't care, but it feels like now there's an agenda to the show. It feels like the show is no longer about the characters and the story and the character building. Now it feels like you're just trying to be pro something. It, it feels like there's no need for it except to, oh yeah, we support this, so that means we're awesome like that. Really, it doesn't further the story any. It doesn't really provide any character depth. It's just like, oh yeah, now for some reason he likes Enigma. For no reason other than the fact that, oh yeah, we need to have this homosexual relationship going on. It's frustrating for me. It really is, because not just because it feels forced into the story, but also because these are two characters that I really enjoy. Like, both of these characters do, first of all, both of the actors do such a great job with these characters. But on top of that, they're two really important characters in the story, and to throw them into this forced relationship storyline just makes you feel like they're nothing more than pawns now. And I hate that. I hate it whenever stories decide to do this. They decide to say, oh, we're going to push this storyline because we need to have this in our show. It's going to prove that we support this. It's forced. It doesn't fit in the storyline. It doesn't really fit with their characters either. Because since when has Cobblepot been interested in anything besides his mother? And Enigma, as we see, is interested in Miss Kringle. But that is the one interesting thing that comes out of their little thing going on. At the end of this, we see Enigma buying wine for the dinner that night, and he sees a woman that looks just like Kristen. I'm wondering if this is going to be like a hallucination of her, because I doubt that she's actually got a doppelganger out there. I don't know, that looks exactly like her. It could be maybe an adopted twin sister or something like that. But I would be really interested to see if this is actually her or a doppelganger or hallucination in Enigma's mind. Any of those sound really interesting to me, especially if it's her. It could be another Indian Hill escapee or something, and it was actually Kristen that ended up there. I don't know. I'm curious to see where this is going to go, but that was interesting. The rest of it, though, just really pisses me off that they're trying to do this forced storyline with these two characters. The rest of the episode, though, brilliant. I mean, you've got the Mad Hatter again getting involved. He's having Jim follow his white rabbit friend. And all of it is building up. Like, you can see from the very beginning the option of choice. You know, Jim he's near a payphone. Well, the White Rabbit takes him to a payphone. He answers the call, and Tetch has got a little boy that's walking into the street about to be hit by a truck, and then a just married couple about to fall off a bridge. He has to choose and save one of them. And of course, he chooses the boy, because what normal human being wouldn't save the boy? You know, like, on the one hand, yes, it's two people dying instead of one, but on the other hand, it's a little boy or two people, two older people. I don't know. Just I think most of us would be like, save the little boy, because it's just something about kids. Like you don't want to see kids die. I don't know why that is instilled in our brain, but I think most of us would have chosen to save the boy. But from the very beginning, you can see this thought of choice coming into it, and you can kind of guess where it's going. That by the end of it, he's going to have to choose between Lee or Valerie. So all of this is building up to it. We have a lot of really good build up. Some interesting little storylines thrown in. You know, Barnes is still dealing with the Alice's blood in him. He feels the rage, but also the strength that it's given to him. And you know, the second choice that Jim has to make, ultimately choosing between a doctor or a journalist, just like Valerie or Lee. Ultimately, he doesn't make a choice, and they both die. So it's kind of like going into this last one. Is he going to be able to make the choice? And ultimately, he does, but it's like he tries to get out of it so many different ways. It's really kind of interesting to see just how far Jim is willing to go. First of all, he gets Lee's fiance to help him out, has him go get a gun and shoot Jervis. But unfortunately, Jervis thought ahead, took the magazine out of the gun, so now he has no bullets. And so now that option's done. Then Jim tries to trick Jervis into thinking, your sister hated you, you're the reason that she's dead. And Jervis just sees through that, and he's just like, you're trying to confuse me. No, that's not going to happen, Jim. So almost got through with that one, but didn't, failed again. And so in the end, ultimately, he has to choose Lee or Valerie. And his choice ends up being kind of lucky. Like, he understood what Jervis was trying to do. He said, tell me which one to shoot. And so he says, shoot Lee, knowing that Jervis will think, oh, that means he loves Valerie, so I'm going to shoot Valerie. But ultimately, what Jim's thought process is, if Valerie gets shot, I've got Lee, who's a doctor, and then I've got her fiance, who's also a surgeon. So if Valerie gets shot, that's the best chance of somebody living, of both of them living in this situation. But what he didn't consider is, if Jervis was smart, he would have just shot her in the head and given her no chance of survival. I don't know why he didn't do that, because it seems like it would be the best. It seems like it would be the best option for Jervis to shoot her in the head, not in the stomach. So I don't know. That was kind of confusing to me that he chose to shoot her in the stomach and give her a chance to survive, instead of just shooting her in the head and now that's it. There's no chance of survival. But it works out for, I guess, the storyline point of view. She's probably going to survive this, and now Lee is going to have her fiance and Jim's going to have Valerie for now. So I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with this storyline. I don't know what's going to happen with Jim and Lee after this. It seems like maybe she still has feelings for him, but ultimately she chooses her new fiance because of what Jim did to her. So I don't know. It seems like it could go either way, but it's interesting enough. It was very intense as Jervis is sitting there like, choose one and I'll shoot the other. And it feels like it's actually going to happen, and then it does. You're just like, holy crap, I didn't expect that out of the show. Because, most of the time there would be like a last minute Harvey shows up with the police force, like, we tracked you here, Jim, and saved you and all that stuff. But ultimately that doesn't happen. They don't show up. They don't show up just in the nick of time. Valerie actually gets shot. Now, the fact that she'll survive is kind of a, bright side to the show. But it's still very intense and very dramatic. The other good thing about this, I kind of ragged on Tetch at first whenever he first showed up, because he's supposed to be shorter, because Mad Hatter shorter. But I will say his performance in this, and his voice too, really, really works. Like, the only Mad Hatter I really know of is from the Batman Arkham games. Mad Hatter was involved there, and he was kind of really, really crazy. His voice was really high-pitched and squeaky at times. This Mad Hatter, not as squeaky voice, but still really good at sounding like... His voice is very calming and also a bit higher pitch, and he sounds insane, without really sounding insane. It's a mixture of both, and it really works out well for this character. It makes me think, yeah, he's a hypnotist. It sounds like one. So I really enjoy his performance. I can't wait to see where they're going with this. Because ultimately, he does end up not getting captured at the end of this episode, so he's still at large. Don't know what's going to happen next. Don't know if the next episode is going to involve him or not. But I don't know. I'm excited to see where this season is going. It's doing a good job so far. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What did you like and dislike about this episode? Let me know. We can talk about, discuss all that good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future Gotham reviews, and I'll see you at the next one. Peace out.